So guys, I just wanted to let you guys know that I have changed my channel name. It's something that I've been thinking about for a while now, and finally it came to me this morning. The name is Lady Visionary. I think that name defines me and who I've always been as a person, who has been someone who's always thought about the future and tried to make decisions that align with my future and my plans and my purpose. So let me know if you like the new name, guys. Thank you guys so much. Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing amazing. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. And if you are an old subscriber or a recent subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I really appreciate all the love and support. Guys, I really just want to jump into this one. So here I'm talking about my experience of racism in the UK. Now, I think my first experience of racism in the UK was back at secondary school. I think I was around maybe 14 at the time, and I went to a secondary school called Eltham Hill Technology for Girls. Okay, and I think one day, basically after school, I was walking up to the bus stop from school. I think I stayed late. I stayed late to school for some reason or another. I can't remember exactly why. But I walked up to the bus stop. I was by myself at this point, and I remember lining up for the bus. It was the 321 bus, which takes me all the way to New Cross in the UK, where I was living at the time. And I'm waiting for the bus, and then the bus comes basically, and then this white man from out of nowhere, he pushes me and he says, "Get to the back because you're black." And like when he pushes me, I nearly fall over onto the floor. And I remember basically getting up and kind of pushing him back, because I was like, how dare you know. And then I got onto the bus, then he got on the bus, and he was like shouting all these racist slurs. But I can't remember exactly what he was saying, to be honest, because like I was just so annoyed. I was so like shaken by the fact that this man had, you know, pushed me over and basically just said, blacks get to the back. You know, it was, for me, it was a shocking experience. I remember like being on the bus, and he was still on the bus for about 20 minutes or so. And, you know, there was a lot of like verbal abuse coming from him, and the bus driver basically trying to calm the situation. But for me, I was so shaken. I felt really unsafe. You know, this happened in an area where they killed Stephen Lawrence. He was a teenager who was racially targeted and murdered for being black. You know, it's so sad. Like, and it took so long for the murderers to be convicted. So you can go ahead and look up Stephen Lawrence, who died in Eltham, targeted because of his race. Now, that was sort of like my first experience, as I said, of racism in the UK. It really shook me up, but at the same time, I felt like I had to overcome it quickly because I didn't want it to set me back, and I felt like psychologically it had an impact. So I really had to fight it and not allow that to be an hindrance to my progress in the UK. Like, I've had like other experiences of racism. For example, there was one day I turned up for my job. I'm a physiotherapist, so I turned up for my job. I'm in my uniform, the same uniform as my white colleagues, and someone says to me, "Are you the cleaner?" Excuse me? Like, there's nothing wrong with cleaners, but this person was obviously trying to get a reaction out of me. And I remember just saying, "No, I'm not the cleaner, actually. I'm a physiotherapist, and I'm here to teach the session today." And they were like, "Oh yeah, sign in here." But I was just thinking, like, the person was really just trying to get me to react. And I just thought, no, I'm not going to react because this person's just being silly. I wear exactly the same uniform as my other colleagues. The only difference is that my skin is black, but you want to come and say to me, oh, are you the cleaner? But anyway, I really just threw that under the rug, and I was just like, this person's really silly. I'm not going to let this affect me. But you know, other experiences like within the workplace, definitely I have experienced that racism, but I just try not to let it get to me. I work hard. I work flipping hard. Like I work 10 times, 20 times as hard to earn that respect. And it has taken me time, because even when I first started out in my career, like my confidence wasn't as what it is now, you know. I think partly it could be because I felt like in that environment a lot of my colleagues were white, and there was situations where I was made to feel less than. But yeah, right now I'm very confident. I'm happy being a black woman and the person that I am. So it's very difficult for someone to psychologically try to mess me up because of the color of my skin. Like, I feel like as black people we need to be extremely resilient, and we are. We're very resilient, you know. So I think that's something that's carried me through. So yeah guys, that's been my experience of racism in the UK. Let me know what's been your experience of racism. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you guys so much. Take care now. Bye.